How did you end up on the streets? The interviewer asked Kevin in his monotone voice. With a writing pad in his hand, he was ready to take notes. Kevin, a 36-year-old big man, sat still in a warm interviewing room. His nails were covered with dirt and his eyes revealed emptiness. He thought about the question for a second and started to describe the great life he once had. Kevin grew up in a peaceful home and landed a stable job with a well-known accounting firm soon after he graduated. A few years later, he was married. By age 32, he had a house, a car, and 2 children. However, things took a downturn from there. At work, Kevin's only friend Jordan had been laid off. Kevin had a small social circle. Aside from his wife, Jordan was Kevin's best friend. Kevin and Jordan sat right next to each other at work. They talked every day, not just about work, but about personal things such as family and sports as well. Since Jordan left, Kevin could hardly muster the courage to go to work. For 5 years, Kevin and Jordan had to deal with the same hostile boss. He would scold Kevin and Jordan at even the tiniest mistakes. Every day seemed like a torture with their boss. After Jordan was laid off, Kevin needed an escape after work. He began drinking. At first, he stopped at a neighborhood bar a couple nights a week. Soon, that became 5 or 6 nights of heavy drinking. His family tried hard to get him out of the downward spiral, but the efforts were fruitless. Next thing he knew, he began to receive even more negative attitude from his boss. By 35, Kevin had lost his job, his wife, and his children. He had to move to a small apartment. For 6 months, his mother paid his rent and tried to help him. However, like many others, she eventually gave up on him. Left without emotional and financial support, Kevin lived in his car for the next little while. One day, when he returned from his daily journey of scrounging for food, he found out that the police has impounded his car because of unpaid taxes and parking tickets. 3 years after his best friend was laid off, he was homeless. Welcome to my channel. My name's Andy. In this channel, we're going to talk about books on personal growth and business. Today, we're going to cover a book called Vital Friends, People You Can't Live Without by Tom Rath. I'm pretty sure you don't want to end up as Kevin in our story. The author came up with a framework that explains the 8 different roles people around you can play in your life. Those people can be your friends, your boyfriend, and girlfriend, etc. And a person can play one or multiple roles. I'm going to talk about each role briefly and then give you some tips based on a specific role. The first role is called builder. They are the people who are always pushing you forward. They invest in your growth and they want to see you succeed. An example will be just mentor at work. Let's say when you run into performance issues at work, they'll take you out for coffee and give you strategies. Or it could be a colleague who's always pushing you to go to the next mile. What do you do with the builder? Well, you tell them exactly where you need help, especially at work. You can discuss your goals with them so they can help you achieve them. The second role is called champions. They are the ones who will stand up for you. They'll say good things about you when you're not around. I'll give you an example. So let's say you did something great at work, but you don't want to tell anybody. The champions will go around the office just telling everybody what a great job you did. What are the tips dealing with champions? Well, you can tell them exactly how you want them to communicate about your success or abilities. When you make a mistake, you can tell them honestly, and you can expect non-judgmental feedback from them. The third role is called collaborator. A collaborator is a friend with shared interests. You guys might have the same interests for sports, hobbies, or books. In a lot of cases, you guys belong to the same friend group. An example will be a gym buddy or somebody you call to talk about passion or games. The tips for a collaborator is actually pretty simple. You guys just do stuff together. Or you can send them an article or book that you both like and just call them to talk about it. The fourth role is called companion. A companion is somebody who's always there for you. When anything happens in your life, good or bad, companion is the first person you call. Let me give you some examples. He might be the best friend that you kind of grew up with, or somebody who's going to drive you to the airport at 3 a.m. in the morning. The tips for companions are pretty simple as well. Just stay in touch with them. Try to see them at least once a month. The fifth one is called a connector. A connector is somebody who can introduce you to other people. They will take the time to understand your needs and then connect you to other people. Let me give you a couple examples. Let's say you're applying for a job. A connector is somebody you meet at a networking session who happens to know the hiring manager of the company you're applying to. Or he could be the friend who's always trying to set you up with a date. I got a couple tips for your connector friends. When you're looking for a job, you can ask your connector friends. A lot of jobs are filled through informal connections. When you're looking for recommendations for cars, doctors, or car dealerships, you can ask your connector friends. They typically know the answer or can connect you to the right people. The sixth one is the energizer. They're the fun friends who can always make you laugh. They always bring positivity into your life. Couple examples. He could be the funniest guy at the party you went to 2 days ago, or he could be the really cheerful colleague you have in your office. The tips for dealing with the energizer is pretty simple. You just need to be around them and let them bring happiness into your life. The last role is navigator. Navigators are the friends who give you advice and keep you going in the right direction. When you have problems in life, you go to them. The example will be your older brother who points out your mistakes from here and there, or somebody you just met at a party who's taken every single course you're about to take. As for the tips, if you're at a point in life where you're about to make big decisions, talk to your navigators about it. Or you can ask your navigators about their own problems and speed bumps in life. And they typically like to share their stories as long as they can help you.